Imagine a vending machine. You press a button, and $10 million drops into your pocket.
That sounds suspicious already.
Here's the catch. Pressing the button is illegal. The fine is $1 million.
Sure, it is a far.
Yep, technically. But here's the thing. In some markets, breaking the rule looks less like a crime and more like a subscription plan.
That is, so now even worse.
So here's the problem. Rules are supposed to change behavior, but money penalties only work if they actually hurt.
I see. So the game is bigger than the sign.
The company stops asking, "Is this allowed?" and starts asking, "Can we afford this?"
Then, the problem isn't only greed. It is that design visited.
Exactly. Capitalism is really good at optimizing. And basically, it'll happily optimize around weak penalties too.
Japanese had a use of this, doesn't it? You're a little.
Yep. Roughly. You profit by doing it anyway. When the math works out, the rule stops being a rule. It becomes a paid option. Case 1, ocean shipping. Remember the supply chain chaos a few years ago? Cargo piled up at every port.
Guys, dude, this is almost everything much up.
During that mess, shippers got hit with what's called detention and demurrage. Basically, late fees for holding onto containers too long.
The hardest task was the type of piazza join them.
The issue. In the Hapag-Lloyd case, us regulators said the carrier broke the law by unreasonably refusing to waive those charges.
And the penalty?
$2 million.
That sounds bad or no, it can't tell.
Until you compare it to the company's scale. ProPublica reported that the settlement was about what Hapag-Lloyd earned in 98 minutes.
90 days minutes. So in court period such as that is a tarish nakis. So frankly that says that this little man was quite a walk carriage.
And the cost of that paperwork eventually shows up in the price of couches. 1トン銭に入ればelectronics, even bananas. Case 2, Goldman Sachs. This one isn't about an explosion or a defective product. It is about records.
Whether it's that sounds mega tough.
And that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Financial markets run on records. If regulators can't see what happened on the phone, enforcement falls apart. Exactly. The CFTC said Goldman failed to properly record and keep thousands of calls. And this happened even after an earlier order telling them to fix it. The penalty was $5.5 million.
That sounds like a serious number.
But a CFTC commissioner pointed out something striking. The fine was less than what Goldman could earn before the day was over. Yep. And once a penalty feels like a parking fee, repeating the violation becomes the rational choice. Case 3, Dollar General. OSHA inspectors kept finding the same hazards across the chain. Blocked exits, blocked fire extinguishers, stacks of merchandise where people were supposed to walk.
That was not just paperwork. People died in a storm.
Right? By 2023, OSHA said Dollar General had faced more than $21 million in proposed penalties since 2017.
$21 million sounds like a great deal of money.
It does, in human terms. But Dollar General reported $2.4 billion in net income for fiscal 2022.
Should time it is an honest human chance, but China and corporations visit that.
Yep, that's the key point. A penalty has to be measured against the actor it is trying to influence.
And in the end, it should ask some more than just money given time.
Exactly. The 2024 settlement included safety system changes, faster hazard correction, audits, and even possible daily monetary assessments for non-compliance. Basically, not pay and continue, but change the machine. 3 different industries: shipping, finance, and retail.
But the public release down is the same.
Yep, the rule says, don't do this.
But the more it's serious, how much are the costs? And once the cost is low enough,
The rule turns into a price tag. So, how do we fix the bug? There are basically 3 moves. First, take away the profit from the violation. If you don't get to keep the gain, the muck collapses. Second, multiply the penalty. Because not every violation gets caught. If only 1 in 10 cases is detected, the fine should reflect that. And third, change the system itself. Not just the invoice. Audits, structural reforms, daily checks.
슈브상 캐럿은 되고 있습니다.
Right? If the law only asks for money after the damage is done, big companies will just put it in next year's budget.
Unabashed card we force.
In higher prices, unsafe workplaces, weaker markets, and less trust in the rules themselves.
슈브스트레스링 각 is not that calculated by the rules.
The scary part is when breaking the rules becomes the financially smart choice.
스티아타토 마시안시가 뜻이지.
Yep, and fixing it comes down to one simple idea. The penalty has to be bigger than the